The one heartening story coming out of the Cricket World Cup has been this one. Afghanistan is no underdog side, yes, but you cannot really evaluate this team's performance on the world stage alongside many of the top flight teams in cricket. Afghanistan earlier today sealed their place in the Super 8s of the T20 World Cup with a win over Papua New Guinea. And with that, they knocked out the semi-finalists of the T20 World Cup from the last edition, New Zealand. A brilliant performance by a side that has been slotted into the long shot to the knockouts category for a long time now. And rightfully so. Their best performance at T20 World Cups have just been the next round, the second stage of the tournament. They've never reached the semi-finals or any knockouts of any of the World Cups they've featured in so far. So Afghanistan superseding a side like New Zealand, who have been regulars in knockout stages, to enter the Super 8s is huge. Now, why do I keep reiterating this? Despite witnessing top-notch skills from this lot, it's because of what they had to fight to get here, what they've had to go through and still play on. The circumstances make a player or a team, we know that, and this bunch has showed great character in the face of adversities of every kind. What have they been? The most important roadblock: lack of exposure and opportunities. Now, ever since the takeover of Taliban, it has been unsure times for any sporting venture to really flourish or even dream to do something in Afghanistan. There were questions raised on whether Afghanistan's full membership of the ICC should be reviewed. This because of Taliban's aggressive stance on women's cricket in their country. Reason why Australia cancelled their tour, why there haven't been countries touring. Everyone knew about this. And they've become a bit of a cricket pariah in some sense because of this regime. So there is close to no competitive cricket in their own country. You need to continue playing to hone and improve your skills at the international level, to even earn a living. So what do you do beyond the ICC events and the odd bilaterals? You need to play against good sides to be able to compete at the highest level. So all the growth and learning for these players is happening via T20 leagues the world over. Almost all of them, all of the Afghan cricketers are top stars in various T20 leagues around the world, which keeps them pushing. Next, of course, lack of infrastructure. They do not have the best facilities compared to a lot of top sides like England, Australia, and of course, India. Their training facilities were in fact in India before COVID hit and then shifted to the UAE. In fact, many of the cricketers post the Taliban takeover fled to reside in the UAE, so training at least becomes a little convenient. They fear for their families, most of whom still stay away. It's in such circumstances that they train. So it's not the best infrastructure, but that will have to do. The lack of finances coming into cricket in their country just adds on to this too. Who will invest in Afghanistan cricket? Despite all these complications, cricket has continued to exist. For these Afghans, the hurdles have not tied them down or quashed their desire to keep fighting and prove themselves, like they did last year in the 2023 ODI World Cup. They would have snuffed out Australia to seal a place in the semi-finals had it not been for that one-in-a-million Glenn Maxwell knock. Only something miraculous to stop Afghanistan in their tracks. Otherwise, they were brilliant. And everywhere they went in India, the crowds supported them, cheered them on. They recognized the resilience and the grit that was coming through. And no, they did not sing the sob story of their lives or their cricketing careers or ask for our sympathies. They smiled through it all. They're together in this and stay united. They enjoy each other's success stories and celebrate one another. Like you see in these pictures, Fazalhaq Farooqi was giving a post-match interview and Rashid Khan was there to tease and pull his leg, bringing laughter all around. It was in fact Rashid Khan who first led the charge when it came to Afghanistan and T20 cricket, the first to surge into the most lucrative cricket league in the world, the Indian Premier League, and that was in 2017. He opened the floodgates for the rest.
Before 2017, we never thought about playing the IPL. It was hard thought for us to even think of playing in the biggest T20 league in the world. The hardest part is to get into the system, and when I first got the opportunity, I knew, okay, I got that opportunity now. I have to do the best where it helps me promote my cricket and also help my country where youngsters can get inspired to get into cricket more and more.
Rashid Khan has been an inspiration, a spin bowling all-rounder who, along with a few others, have forged the bowling backbone of the unit. In fact, that has been the other remarkable aspect about this performance in this tournament. Afghanistan cricket always stood for spin. It symbolized a group of spinners choking the opposition batters. But this World Cup has seen the rise of young pace bowlers, standing tall and making things happen, creating victories and historic moments on the field. They've rewritten their script as a contender and telling the world that the underdog tag doesn't fit them anymore. And if there is any story you want to follow in this World Cup, it has to be the rise of the men's Afghanistan cricket team.
Fan of Italy's famous cuisine? Well, we are serving it with a side of diplomacy. As the G7 leaders gather in southern Italy, Vantage is taking you to the heart of the action. What's the agenda? Who is invited? And how is Italy preparing for it? Catch the special edition of Vantage throughout this week, only on Firstpost. Fan of Italy's famous cuisine? Well, we are serving it with a side of diplomacy. As G7 leaders gather in southern Italy, Vantage is taking you to the heart of the action. What's the agenda? Who is invited? And how is Italy preparing for it? Catch the special edition of Vantage throughout this week, only on Firstpost.
A first-of-a-kind sports show that's played on a different turf. A first-of-a-kind sports show that will always come up with a winner. Are you looking for perspectives that go beyond the scoreline? Hi, I'm Rupha Ramani, and catch a 360-degree view of the sporting world with me here on Firstpost in our special First Sports.